In recent weeks, a deeply troubling political episode has forced Canadians to ask hard questions about the integrity of their leadership and about the strength of their democracy. The controversy began when a sitting Liberal MP, Paul Cheung, made a shocking statement. He suggested that someone could hand over a Canadian citizen, Conservative candidate Zhou Tei, to the Chinese government for a bounty.
Good morning, Mr. Poilievre. Thank you for having me. I'm Terence Shen, independent journalist covering foreign policy and global affairs. Recently, Liberal MP Paul Cheung suggested that someone could hand over your party's candidate Zhou Tei to China in exchange for a bounty from the communist regime. Many people saw that not only as a threat to Canadian citizens and political opponent, but also legitimizing foreign interference in our democracy. What's your response to his remarks? And after his apology, do you still believe he should be disqualified from running for office? Thank you.
Yes, he must be disqualified. I find it incredible that Mark Carney would allow someone to run for his party that called for a Canadian citizen to be handed over to a foreign government on a bounty, a foreign government that would almost certainly execute that Canadian citizen. Think about that for a second. We have a Liberal MP saying that a Canadian citizen should be handed over to a foreign dictatorship to get a bounty so that that citizen could be murdered. And Mark Carney says he should stay on as a candidate. What does that say about whether Mark Carney would protect Canadians? Mark Carney is deeply conflicted. Just in November, he went to Beijing and secured a $250 million loan for his company from a state-owned Chinese bank. He's deeply compromised, and he will never stand up for Canada against any foreign regime. Is another reason why Mr. Carney must show us all his assets, all the money he owes, all the money that his companies owe to foreign hostile regimes. And this story might not be entirely the story of the bounty and a Liberal MP calling for a Canadian to be handed over for execution to a foreign government might not be something that the everyday Canadian can relate to because it's so outrageous. But I ask you this, if Mark Carney would allow his Liberal MP to make a comment like this, when would he ever protect Canada or Canadians against foreign hostility? He has never put Canada first, and that's why we cannot have a fourth Liberal term. After the lost Liberal decade, our country is a playground for foreign interference. Our economy is weaker than ever before, our people more divided. We need a change to put Canada first with a new government that will stand up for the security and economy of our citizens and take back control of our destiny. Let's bring it home.
Let that sink in. A member of Canada's Parliament openly discussed turning over a political opponent to a foreign regime, one that has a well-documented record of human rights abuses and political executions. The response? An apology from Cheung. And silence, at first, from Liberal leadership. This is where the debate truly ignited. Pierre Poilievre, leader of the opposition, stood before the nation and made his position clear. This is not just a political misstep. This is an attack on Canadian sovereignty. A betrayal of democratic values. He called for Cheung's immediate disqualification and demanded to know why the Liberal Party would continue to endorse a candidate who entertained such a dangerous idea. Poilievre's statement wasn't just political theater, it was a call to conscience. He challenged the nation to think critically. If we accept this kind of rhetoric from our leaders, what are we allowing to happen to our principles? At the heart of this confrontation is a matter of trust. Not only did Cheung's comment raise alarm, but deeper questions surfaced when it became public that Mark Carney, the new leader of the Liberal Party, had ties to foreign state-owned banks. Specifically, his former company secured a $276 million loan from the Bank of China, a financial relationship that some believe compromises his ability to put Canada first. Poilievre didn't hesitate. Mark Carney is deeply conflicted. If he cannot even take a stand against a member of his own party suggesting a Canadian be turned over to a foreign regime, how can Canadians trust him to defend our nation from actual threats? The conflict reveals more than a single incident. It reflects a growing concern about how foreign interests, particularly from authoritarian regimes like China, are influencing Canadian politics, from funding and trade to ideological infiltration. But this isn't only about geopolitics. It's about the soul of the country. In a democracy, words matter. Clarity in communication is essential. So is accountability. When leaders speak carelessly, and when institutions fail to respond with integrity, the public loses trust. Dialogue becomes noise. Truth becomes optional. And this is where the deeper, psychological dimension comes in. This moment is not just about policy, it's about moral psychology. It's about how leaders handle pressure, how they navigate the balance between personal ambition and national duty, and whether they recognize when they've gone too far, or not far enough. There is a profound tension here between biological drives, such as self-preservation, financial gain, and tribal loyalty, and cultural obligations, like protecting the democratic process, respecting citizens' rights, and maintaining national unity. Poilievre's criticism, in this light, reflects an attempt to hold leadership to the higher standard, one that places ethical principles above power politics. To the everyday Canadian, it may seem distant, another political squabble. But it's not. It's about whether foreign regimes can influence what happens inside Canadian borders. Whether your vote matters. Whether your safety can be traded for diplomatic convenience. This controversy is a chance, perhaps an uncomfortable one, for national self-reflection. It raises questions that go beyond partisanship. What do we stand for? Who do we trust to speak for us? What happens when we allow passivity to become policy? It challenges us to recognize the intangible but essential values that hold democracies together: truth, clarity, accountability, and courage. Poilievre's remarks can be seen not just as political attacks but as part of a broader struggle for intellectual clarity and moral responsibility in leadership. His approach may strike some as confrontational, but perhaps confrontation is necessary when core values are at stake. In the tradition of meaningful dialogue, this controversy offers Canadians a learning opportunity. Not only to question leadership decisions, but also to examine our own roles in the democratic process. Are we listening carefully? Are we demanding transparency? Are we brave enough to ask the difficult questions? This debate isn't over. But it has already revealed much. About the fragility of trust. About the stakes of complacency. And about the urgent need for leaders who can stand firm under pressure, protect national interests, and speak with both reason and moral clarity. As the nation moves toward a pivotal election in April 2025, one question echoes louder than the rest. Who will put Canada first?